Start it. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, preparation of the soluble salts. We have a two, which is a neutralization and reaction with reactive metal, metal oxide, and metal carbonate. This one we already learned for topic acid and base. Okay, alright, acid base, that one acid plus metal, reactive metal, then you got the salt plus hydrogen gas. Chapter 11. Acid plus metal oxide, and then you got the salt plus water. Acid plus metal carbonate, and then you got the salt, carbon dioxide, and water. Alright, okay. So, the preparation of the soluble salts, they have a two, which is you use this one we call titration method. Okay. For the acid plus alkali, and then you got the salt plus water, you got the titration method. The process, the name of the process we call neutralization. Okay. Acid plus alkali, you got the salt plus water. The name of this process we call neutralization. Okay. The method, that one we call titration method. You need to know because they have your paper 4. They will ask you one like this one. See. This one is they said that potassium hydroxide. Okay, potassium hydroxide. Hydroxide, if you see the hydroxide, that one is alkali. It will react with the acid. See, dilute acid. Acid plus alkali, and then you got the salts plus water. So the salt is potassium chloride. And then they said that state the type of reaction take place. Type of reaction. See, the one type of reaction. So type of reaction, that one is a neutralization. Okay, type of reaction, that one is neutralization. And then the experimental technique, one, the method, that one. Experimental technique is a method. It's a titration. This one of example your paper 4. Ni your paper ni 41. Kuwait is 41 kan? One. But this one is October, November 2022. Okay, so is it clear, Asha, this one?
Yeah, it's clear.
Hannah, is it clear, Hannah?
Can you explain again?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Aqueous potassium hydroxide. If you see the hydroxide, that one is alkali. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, that one is alkali. If you still remember alkali, that one is BAS-CP. So BAS-CP, that one is this one under chapter acid base, chapter 11. Barium hydroxide. They have ammonia. They have a sodium hydroxide. They have a calcium hydroxide. And then potassium hydroxide. Only the BAS-CP is alkali. So after that, is it clear, Hannah?
Yes.
And then acid plus alkali plus acid. This one acid. Then you got the salt plus water. Any alkali plus acid, you got salt plus water. This one we learn in the chapter 11. The typical of acid reaction. Okay, after that, is it clear, Hannah?
Yeah.
And then they say that what is the type of reaction taking place? Okay, type of reaction taking place. Type of reaction, that one is a neutralization. So neutralization, it will produce salts and water only. Salts and water only, neutralization. If you produce salts and hydrogen gas, it's not under neutralization. It's under another reaction lah. It's not under neutralization. Okay, if they produce salt plus carbon dioxide and water, they have a carbon dioxide, so that one's still not under neutralization. So neutralization only produce salts and water. Okay, is it clear, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay, and then they said that name of the experimental technique. Okay, experimental technique, that one is a method of. The method of the neutralization, always titration. Remember that. Always titration. Titration, that one use the burette and then conical plus. Okay. Is it clear, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, any question, Hannah?
No.
Nana, Tasha? Any question now?
No.
Hope not, Nana. I can hear you now. Is it okay?
Yes.
Tasha? Is it okay, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we go for the crystallization. This one. This one, all the acid. You need to heat first the acid. After you heat, you added until excess. Why you added until excess? To make sure all the acid reacted. Okay, to make sure all the acid reacted. And then you need to do the filtration. Because to remove the excess solid. Okay, to remove the excess solid. Okay, you have a residue here. Then you have a filtrate. Okay. Any question on this one? Before I proceed to the crystallization? Asha?
No questions.
Hannah?
No questions.
Nana?
No questions.
Acha?
No questions.
Okay, now we go for the crystallization. How to remember the crystallization? One, Tariq, help, all, friend, rule, drift. So Tariq, that one is you transfer. T. This one the acronym, how to remember. You transfer the mixtures into the evaporating dish. This one is very useful for your paper 6 of experiment. Question number 4. Help is a heat. You heat the mixture until saturated. Stop heating when crystal can be seen. Or allow to cool at room temperature. Friend, you filter. Rule, you rinse with a little distilled water. Drift, you dry between the two filter paper. Done. So, evaporating dish like this one. This one evaporating dish. So, you just remember tarik help all friend, rule, drift. Okay, you transfer. You heat, you allow to cool, filter and rinse and dry. Okay. All right, Aisha. Any question, Aisha, for this one?
No questions.
Hana?
No.
Nana?
No.
Hacha?
No.
Okay, we see the video on.
And then we're going to have to heat that to get the water out. I could get paper.
Okay, last week we see this video, right? We watched this video, right? So we watched until I think until she do the filter, right? So to get the filtrate. Okay, now we continue for the crystallization, which is a tarik help all friend rule drift. Okay.
And then I'm going to pour.
But this one you filter first. Why you need to filter? Because you want to remove the excess solid, which is does not reacted. Kau put outside lah. Kau put outside, the color is black. Okay, Asha. This instrument, that one we call what? Asha?
I'm not sure because I was in the bathroom, I think.
Oh, okay. This one, Asha. The instrument, that one we call what? The apparatus. This one. That one we learned last week. Last week I show you how I teach you the each of the apparatus, right? On the conical flask, I said that, or the burette, how the funnel. Do you remember or not, Shah?
Is it called the beaker or something?
Yeah, beaker. This one beaker.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Hana. This one is
Yeah.
what?
Chronicle flask.
Conical flask. Nana.
Are you calling me or Hannah?
Nana.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Nana, the white one, Nana. That one is we call what?
The funnel?
The funnel inside, that one. The funnel is outside. Inside
Filter
the
paper?
funnel. What?
Filter paper?
Filter paper. Okay, good. All right. Chacha, This one is what, Chacha?
The evaporating dish.
Evaporating dish. Yeah. Okay, we continue to watch the video, right? Alright.
Copper sulfate solution pouring through. There's all my unreacted copper oxide, which I don't need to put into the filter paper. And we just need to wait for that to filter through now. So we've
Alamak. Okay. In the funnel, that one we call residue. You need to remember, in the funnel, that one we call residue. In the conical flask, we call a filtrate. Okay, in the conical flask, that one we call filtrate. Okay.
and we just need to wait for that to filter through now. So we've filtered all the copper oxide out of our mixture, and we can now see we've got our lovely bright blue copper sulfate solution. But the idea of this practical is to get pure dry crystals, and they're certainly not dry at the moment. So we're going to evaporate the water out by pouring the solution into an evaporating basin.
This one we call tarik, which is a transfer the mixtures into the evaporating dish, or you can say that transfer the filtrate into the evaporating dish.
Then we're going to have to heat that to get the water out. I could heat it directly over a Bunsen burner, but unfortunately the copper sulfate crystals do have a tendency to start to break down if you heat them too much, and they release nasty, nasty gases and would have to evacuate the lab, and I don't want to do that. So instead I'm going to heat them more gently over a beaker of boiling water. So I place my evaporating basin on here, and then my Bunsen burner goes underneath, and this is just...
So you do like this one to prevent the direct heating. If you're direct heating, the copper to sulfate will be decomposed. They will form the other product lah. So that's why they need the water. Okay, you need water to boil, and then you heating slowly. Right? You heat that one is slowly. Hannah.
Yes.
The first step, we do the crystallization. That one is what? T. The first step, that one. We do the crystallization. We do that one.
I don't understand what you're trying to ask.
Okay. The crystallization, we have a few steps, right?
Yeah.
That one, the acronym that I give to you, right? Okay, so the first you need to remember what? Tarik, help, all, friend, rule, drift.
Drift.
So the tarik, that one, what is mean?
Transfer.
You transfer for what? You transfer.
The filtrate into the evaporating dish.
Okay, good. Transfer the filter into the evaporating dish. To the first step. Alright. So I need you to repeat again. So I will call the Nana or Chacha or Asha. Then you need to give me the step from the first until depend lah. 1, 2, 3 depend. Okay. The first step done. Now you need to heat. Tarik, help. Heat the mixtures until saturated.
Slightly gentle way of heating it, and as the water boils, the steam will heat the bottom of the evaporating basin, and the water from the crystals will evaporate.
So see that one? You see the crystal form? So it means that you heat until saturated. Okay? So tarik done, help done, tarik help all. Allow to cool at room temperature. Okay. Chacha.
Yes.
Explain me back. We have a 3 step. for the crystallization. The first step, that one is what?
You transfer
Transfer.
the
Transfer what, Sam?
forgot.
Transfer the filtrate into the evaporating dish. After that, tarik and then help. That one is what?
Heat the
Hit the what?
heat the
Hit the mixtures until
heat the mixtures until it's saturated.
unsaturated. So then tarik help on.
And then allow it to cool down. Allow
To cool at room temperature.
allow it to cool down.
Yeah, allow to cool at room temperature. Allow to cool down at room temperature. Okay. Alright. Okay. Good job. Now we continue.
So we've been heating now for about 10 minutes or so over the steam bath, and all the water has evaporated out of our copper sulfate. And so here we can now see that we've got a good yield of copper sulfate crystals. And so the final thing I need to do is I just need to scrape those out of the evaporating dish onto a piece of...
Actually, you need to rinse with a little distilled water. Okay. Tarik help all friend. Oh, you need to filter. Alright. You need to filter. You need to rinse with a little distilled water. After that, then you dry. Okay. Alright. So this one, just skip the two process one.
paper, and there we have it. A lovely sample of pure, dry copper sulfate crystals.
Oh, done already.
The required
Okay, so is it clear, Asha?
Yeah, it's clear.
Asha, give me all step about the crystallization. The first, you need to do what?
Transfer the mixture into evaporating disk,
Okay.
and then you heat it until it's saturated.
Mm-hmm.
And then you allow it to cool down.
Okay, at room temperature.
Yeah, and then you filter it, and then rinse it, and then wait till it's dry.
You rinse with a little distilled water. Remember that, rinse a little
Oh,
distilled
yeah, yeah.
water. Because that one is soluble salts. Okay, and then you dry between the two filter paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Hannah, is it clear, Hannah? Good job, Sam.
Yes.
Chacha, is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Nana?
Yes.
Okay. See, crystal. Okay, done for the crystallization, Sam. Now we go for the preparing insoluble salt by the precipitation. Okay, precipitation means that insoluble, That's why I said that you need to remember soluble and insoluble salts. Okay, all right. So we try again whether you remember or not soluble or insoluble salts. Same as last week. You need to recognize 5 types of salt that I give. If you wrong, and then we'll back to the one back. Okay. We're starting with Hannah. Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay. If I said that lactose carbonate, soluble or insoluble? Soluble or insoluble? Insoluble.
Wait.
So lead to carbonate is a insoluble. Okay. So lead to iodide, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
What's that?
Insoluble.
Insoluble. Silver chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Insoluble. Silver is Ag. Alright, AgCl. Insoluble. Because chloride, that one is insoluble like Pb, Ag, and Hg. Lead, silver, and mercury. Okay, back to the one balik. On. 0. Sodium carbonate. Hana.
Soluble.
Okay. Magnesium carbonate.
Insoluble.
Okay, insoluble. Barium chloride.
Soluble.
Okay, soluble. Calcium sulfate.
Insoluble.
Okay. The last, if you're wrong, back to the one. Potassium sulfate.
Soluble.
Okay, good job. Fine. All right. Nana.
Yes.
Okay. Lead to carbonate. Soluble or insoluble?
Can you repeat that?
Hmm?
Can you repeat that?
Lead to carbonate. Soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Okay. Silver sulfate. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Ammonium carbonate. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Lead to bromide. Soluble or insoluble?
I think it's soluble.
Soluble.
Insoluble. I think.
I think you're your first answer. Right? You said that's soluble, right? That one?
Yes.
Okay. So lead to bromide. PbBr2. So that one is insoluble. Because Pb, all insoluble except for NH. So I cancel the spa because that one's positive charge, so I make no. So lead to nitrate and lead to ethanoate only soluble. Other than that is insoluble. So lead to bromide is insoluble. Okay. All right. So is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Okay, back to the 0 one. Zinc carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Insoluble. Magnesium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Magnesium sulfate insoluble.
I think so.
Soluble. Insoluble for the sulfate, only these 3. So lead to sulfate, barium sulfate, calcium sulfate, that one is insoluble. Other than these three sayang, that one is a soluble. So no magnesium means that they're soluble. Okay, is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Okay, so back to 0. Zinc chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
In. Okay, zinc chloride. Okay, Nana. Zinc chloride, that one is no zinc in the chloride. So that one is soluble. So insoluble only lead to chloride, silver chloride, mercury chloride. So other than that is a soluble. So no zinc, soluble. Is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Okay. Ammonium sulfate. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Okay. Barium carbonate.
Insoluble.
Lead to chloride.
Insoluble.
Insoluble. Sodium sulfate.
Soluble.
Copper to carbonate.
Soluble.
Soluble. Copper to carbonate is insoluble, sayang. Copper, see you dah 4 correct. Now the last one. Okay, copper this one, see you. It's all insoluble, all except for spar. Spar only soluble. All insoluble to all. So copper to carbonate is insoluble. Only spar is soluble, which is sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, ammonium carbonate. That one is soluble. Other than sodium, potassium, ammonium, that one is insoluble. Okay, again, Nana. Calcium chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Soluble. Okay, good job. Ammonium carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Ammonium carbonate, soluble or insoluble? I can hear you, sir. Can you repeat that one?
Soluble.
Soluble. Okay. Silver sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Barium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Lead to nitrate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Yeah. Very good, Chang. Good job. Okay, Asha. Asha.
Yeah.
Okay, potassium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Magnesium carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Can you repeat that?
Magnesium carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Lead to iodide, soluble or insoluble?
insoluble,
Calcium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
calcium sulfate,
Hmm.
insoluble,
Sodium chloride, soluble or insoluble?
soluble,
Okay. Alright. So, kejap. Kejap Aisyah. Sorry. Okay. Chacha.
Yes.
Okay. Zinc nitrate, soluble or insoluble? Macam? Zinc nitrate,
Insoluble.
soluble. Okay. Potassium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Zinc chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Okay. Silver chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble. I think.
Soluble.
Soluble.
Okay, silver chloride insoluble, sah. Silver here. Insoluble. Okay. Is it okay, Chacha?
Yes.
Okay, so 0 back now. Lead to nitrate, soluble or insoluble? So lead to nitrate, sah.
Soluble.
Soluble. Calcium sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Jawid, calcium sulfate, right?
Yeah.
Calcium sulfate is insoluble. Sulfate, you have a calcium. So people are horrible. Actually, these three only for CL, crazy. Please be careful. It's a PB, BA, and CA is under sulfate. Okay, so again, the chapter one. Magnesium chloride.
Soluble.
Magnesium chloride soluble. Okay. Lead to sulfate.
Insoluble.
Sodium carbonate.
Insoluble.
Insoluble.
Is it soluble?
Apa sah? I can
Is
hear.
it soluble?
Insoluble. Macam in eh? Sodium carbonate is a soluble, Chacha. Sodium Na carbonate. So they have in spa. S sodium, P potassium, A ammonium. So sodium, potassium, ammonium, that one is a soluble. Okay. Is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Okay, again, Chacha. Barium carbonate.
Soluble.
Barium carbonate, all. You remember all carbonate, eh? All insoluble, all. Everything insoluble. Semua insoluble. All insoluble. Except for barium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, zinc carbonate, copper 2 carbonate, aluminium carbonate, all insoluble, all. Except for annex. So I cancel the Ne because negative charge. So only spa, sodium, potassium, ammonium, which is a soluble, Chacha. Is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Okay, again. Zinc carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Silver sulfate, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
What's that? Soluble or insoluble? Silver sulfate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Okay, sulfate, only these three, insoluble. Is it have a silver inside there? Please be careful.
No.
No. So if no, that one is a soluble. Is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Silver only chloride is a insoluble. Okay. Okay now. Lead to iodide. Chacha.
Soluble.
Lead to iodide. Insoluble, sir.
Hmm.
Lead, this one, all. All insoluble, all. Right? Except for annex. But I cancel spa lah. Because sodium, potassium, ammonium is a same charge with a PB. So lead to nitrate, lead to ethanoate, nitrate ethanoate, that one is a soluble. Other than that is insoluble. So lead to iodide, iodide no inner, no. So that one is a insoluble. Is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Okay, again, Chacha. Zinc chloride, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Soluble. Okay. Potassium nitrate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Okay. Magnesium carbonate, Chacha.
Insoluble.
Okay. Calcium sulfate.
Insoluble.
Copper 2 carbonate. Chacha, copper to carbonate,
Soluble.
soluble. Copper to carbonate, soluble.
Yeah.
CuCO3. Okay, sure, you read this statement. What you understand about this one, Chacha?
Every salt is insoluble when it's carbonates except ammonia, potassium, and
Sodium. Is it
sodium.
have a copper inside the spar?
No.
No. If no, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Okay. You said soluble kan? That one.
Yeah.
Okay, Chacha. Okay, you see that one. This one we call what? All what? That one.
All salts are insoluble with carbonates
So this one?
except ammonium, potassium, and sodium.
So is it copper is ammonium, sodium, and potassium?
No.
Is it have a copper in spar?
No.
No. If no, soluble or insoluble?
Insoluble.
Yes, insoluble. Okay, again, last one. Barium sulfate, soluble or insoluble? Chacha.
Soluble.
Soluble. Barium sulfate.
Sulfate is insoluble and barium is
This barium the one? With a sulfate? So? Insoluble.
insoluble.
It's not soluble. Insoluble. Again. Sodium sulfate. Soluble or insoluble?
What was the compound?
Sodium sulfate. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Soluble. Zinc carbonate. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Zinc carbonate.
Oh, insoluble.
Insoluble. Okay. Saja, you need to ni you apa? You need to focus this one. Okay, if you want to find the soluble or insoluble, focus this one. Okay, again, Chacha. Alright. So, lead to carbonate, soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Lead to carbonate,
Oh, insoluble.
insoluble. Okay, insoluble. Carbonate, all insoluble, Chacha. Okay, again, Chacha. One. Magnesium chloride.
Soluble.
Okay. Zinc sulfate.
Insoluble.
Zinc sulfate.
Oh, soluble.
Okay, focus, Chacha. Focus, that one. Okay. Ammonium nitrate.
Ammonium what?
Ammonium nitrate.
Soluble.
Soluble. Okay, one, I kira one. Barium chloride.
Insoluble.
Barium chloride, one. This one.
Insoluble.
Chloride, Nanya Chacha. Chloride insoluble, only these three. Is it have a barium?
No.
No. So no barium in the crazy people are horrible, that one. So means that they're soluble. Barium, which is insoluble, only this one. Barium sulfate. Okay, is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
Okay, again, Chacha. Calcium carbonate. See carefully, Chacha. Calcium carbonate.
Insoluble.
Lead 2 nitrate. See carefully, Chacha. Lead 2 nitrate.
Soluble.
Magnesium sulfate. See carefully, Chacha. Magnesium sulfate.
Soluble.
Copper 2 carbonate. See carefully, Chacha. Copper 2 carbonate.
Insoluble.
The last, Chacha. See carefully, Chacha. Potassium chloride. Soluble or insoluble?
Soluble.
Yes, good job. Done. So we take the break. So, right, 5 minute break, no one? Until 1, you mentioned 1:15. So after this, we continue the preparation in soluble salts. 5 minute take break, Okay, so we start back now. Okay. All right, sayang come. Okay, so we continue. Preparing of the insoluble salts by the precipitation. So you have a soluble plus soluble, then you got the insoluble plus soluble. So that's why I said that you need to you need to know how to recognize soluble and insoluble, because this one's very important if you want to master in your salts. Okay. So silver chloride, you have a silver nitrate plus potassium chloride. Okay. So silver and chloride. So this one, if you want to take the soluble, you want to find the soluble, just pair it with nitrate. But nitrate all soluble. Silver nitrate and potassium chloride. Then you got the silver chloride plus potassium nitrate. Okay. Barium sulfate here. Barium nitrate and sodium sulfate. Any soluble salt that you can recognize. For me, all right. I think that you write the nitrate, barium nitrate and SPA. All right, SPA, sodium sulfate and barium nitrate. Calcium nitrate and potassium carbonate. Then you will form the calcium carbonate. And then lead to chloride is lead to nitrate plus sodium chloride. So this one, lead combined with chloride. So lead to chloride, done. Sodium nitrate, this one. So, is it clear, Asha?
Yes, it's clear.
Hannah? Is it clear, Hannah? Hannah, sayang? Nana? Is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Chacha? Is it clear, sayang?
Yes.
Okay. So, the process, this one, for preparation for insoluble salts, you just need to remember Mama suka fried rice, daging. So, Mama, that one is a mix. You mix the two solution. After that, you stir. Then you filter. Okay, so then after that, you rinse. You rinse with distilled water. It's not a little. Means a lot pun tak apa, it's okay. Because this one is an insoluble salts. Dry between the two filter paper. Okay, done. So, any questions? Shah?
What's the difference between Mama Suka fried rice daging dengan the other one?
This one?
Yeah, and then the tarik apa?
Or
The
tarik stop, tarik help.
what's the
or
difference?
This one for preparation for the precipitation.
Oh, okay.
Soluble salt. Tarik help all friend rule different. One is for crystallization. Soluble salts.
Oh, okay.
From soluble, you want to become a crystal. This one already insoluble salts. Okay. Is it clear, Asha?
Yeah.
Hana? Okay. Nana? Is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Chacha?
Yes.
Okay. This one. Show one of example question, your question paper 4. Okay, so your paper 4. They say that aqueous lead-2 ions are added to the chloride ions. A white precipitate of insoluble, so which is lead to chloride. They will mention your lead to chloride is formed. So name the lead-2 compound which can be used in this reaction. So lead-2 ions. Name lead-2 compound. So it can be used for this reaction. So means that you can use that one is a, so lead-2 nitrate. So why lead-2 nitrate? Because nitrate all soluble. This one, you want to say that lead-2 compound, which is a soluble salt. Because lead-2 nitrate, you plus with like sodium chloride. So lead-2 chloride. So see, white precipitate and then sodium nitrate. Is it clear, Asha?
Yes, it's clear.
Hana, is it clear, Hana?
Yeah.
Nana, is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Chacha?
Yes.
Okay. So, write the ionic equation for this reaction. Ionic, So you just take the insoluble salts. BbCl2. Include the state symbol, So 3 marks. This one state symbol solid. S solid. Okay, S solid. And then here, you separate here, ions. Pb2 plus. The charge Pb2 plus because these two is belong to Pb. So plus with the Cl minus chloride, that one. So put here too. Balance that one. Is it clear? Asha?
Yes, it's clear.
Hana? Is it clear, Hana?
Yeah.
Nana? Is it clear, Nana?
Yes.
Chacha?
Yes.
Okay. So this one aqueous. Ion aqueous. Aqueous. Okay, if I say that lead-2 iodide, PbI2. So what is the ions, Asha?
What do you mean by ions?
The ionic equation for the lead-2 iodide.
Pb plus 2
Pb
plus 2
2 plus
plus I negative.
so balance or not?
Put the 2 in front of I.
Okay. So which one solid? Which one solid, Asha?
Pb.
PbI2 aqueous solid. So Pb2 plus is a aqueous. The mana that one is a aqueous. Okay, is it clear, Asha?
Yeah, it's clear.
Hana? PbBr2, Hana? So what is the ionic equation? Hannah, one. Hannah, sayang. Dua. Nana. Nana?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the ionic equation for the PbCr2, PbBr2?
PB2
PB2 plus
plus Br.
plus.
Br.
So balance. Two Br one. So which one aqueous? Nana.
To Br.
PB aqueous. PbBr2, that one is what?
Solid.
Solid. Chacha.
Yes.
The magnesium carbonate. So this one solid. So what is the ionic equation? So magnesium, what's the charge? Chacha. Mg2 plus. Yeah. So then you plus with the carbonate CO3 to minus. Okay. So remember carbonate, CO3 to minus. Magnesium Mg2 plus. So Mg2 plus, that one is what? Aqueous, solid or liquid? Or gas?
Solid.
Aqueous, AQ. Ion aqueous, Carbonate also aqueous. Okay, so is it clear? Chacha?
Yes.
Okay. Chacha, name the other insoluble chloride. That one is what?
HgCl.
Yes, name. HgCl, yes. The name. Oh my god. Let's say the name. Yes, correct. HgCl. What is the full name for HgCl?
Silver chloride.
Yeah, very good. Sayang, that one. Okay, good job. Is it clear, Chacha?
Yes.
No. Okay, Nana, Chacha. Nana, any question, Nana?
No.
Chacha, any questions,
Questions.
Nana? Asha, any questions,
No questions.
Okay. So we stop here. All right. So next week, Sam. Okay, please be prepared one. Before I revise back for the after I revise for the acid base, for the preparation of salts. All right. So then after that we do the quiz for chapter 12. So please be prepared, huh, one. So before we end the class, any question, huh?
No
No.
questions.
Okay. So I will see you next week. Inshallah. Okay. All right. Bye, sayang. Assalamualaikum.
Bye, teacher. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Bye.
Bye.